What if I told you getting reviews for your books didn't have to be a challenge? I'm going to show you my 3 favorite ways to get reviews for your book. One of them you can scale to get an unlimited number of reviews for your books, and it's probably the one that people talk about the least. That's coming up in this video. What's going on, everybody? So in this video, we are talking all about reviews. I'm really excited about going through this because I'm going to show you my 3 best ways of getting reviews. And one of them is one that a lot of people don't like to talk about. And I think for obvious reasons, because it requires something called work. But it's literally one of the best ways to get reviews. And not just like a couple of reviews, like thousands of reviews. And that's really, really cool. And spoiler alert, it's not a review site. So let's just dive into things right now. So coming up in today's video, I'm keeping it really short compared to the other ones. It's one thing, it's the 3 best ways to get reviews for your books. So that's coming up right now. But first, those of you who haven't already joined the Publish and Profit 5-day challenge, please consider it. I want you to imagine this. So you're watching this video for one reason. You are interested in Amazon KDP, making money online, something along those lines. So here, this is a free course that you can literally do, and it allows you to go from idea to writing to publishing to profiting in 5 days. Some people do it all at once because, whatever. But in about 5 days, you'll go from idea to published on Amazon and making your first profit, your first dollar online. And it's completely free. There's no catch. There's no trial period. There's no nothing. It's a free mini course. It comes with its own mini group, and you can ask questions and get support. When you get your book, you can take a picture. And these are some of our students that we've got through that have gone through it and found success. And you can too. So stop watching, start learning, start doing rather, because there comes a time when watching more and more YouTube videos is a waste of your time. And you need to actually start taking action. And that's what this course is designed to do. It's completely free. It always will be free, but go check it out. I implore you, it is worth it. Also, while we're on the talk of self-promotion, please subscribe to the channel. Look, I'm going to start posting a little bit more consistent, and I am going to step up my YouTube game, so to speak. So if you do want to see some of the new content that's going to be coming up over the next little bit, I highly recommend you hit the subscribe button and turn bell notifications on so you don't miss a video of mine. And one last note about YouTube. When I came back, I wanted to do something different than what the norm is. And the goal was simple. It's to produce what I consider is the best and the most valuable free KDP content that's available online on YouTube. And so that's what my goal is. And the long-term goal is if I can just teach you guys enough of this stuff for free and give you the free course and teach you enough of it for free that you will be able to take all this free stuff and start applying it, and you'll actually start making money with it. And then when you're making money, hopefully I've built enough goodwill with you that you will pay me to work with you, and I can help you scale your business to $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 a month, like some of the students have. That is my goal. I'm very honest about it, but I can't do it if you broke. So we got to fix the brokey problem first. You need to start making some money. You need to learn how. That's what this channel's for, and that's what the free 5-day challenge is for. So if you have only zeros in your bank account, sign up for the 5-day challenge, subscribe to the channel, let me do what I'm trying to do, and that's help you not be broke. Foolproof Way to Success. In KDP, there are a lot of different ways to make money and do this thing that we call book publishing. This, I found, since 2016, has been the best way and the easiest way for you to find success when you publish not just one book, but any book. And that's what I call the profit formula. So it's your topic, it's your title, it's your cover, and it's reviews. You have to ace all of those things together. And when you do that, you will have a successful book every single time. This is basically science, okay? And I've been doing a video series, and this is reviews is what we're focused on today. The video series has talked about the other ones, the topic, the title, the cover, and now we're doing reviews. And so please go watch those so you can learn exactly what it takes to make a successful book. So let's talk about reviews. Reviews are the most important part of your book's success, hands down. Without reviews, you have one thing, that's no sales. You need reviews, and you need them for a few different reasons. Why do they matter? Okay. Number one is they build social proof. That is the biggest reason we need reviews. Because when you're looking to buy something, okay, when you're looking to buy something online from a brand you've never heard of, from a person you've never heard of, or whatever the case is, you read the reviews to see what customers what customers are feeling about the brand and stuff like that. And it's not just reading the reviews, it's looking at how many reviews there are, right? Because if there's a product that only has 20 reviews and then this other one has like 500, why would I bother looking at the one that has 20 reviews? You don't. You just go to the one that has 500 or 3,000 and you look at that and you're like, okay, cool, let me see. Is this kind of what I'm looking for? And then you might look at one that has a few less reviews or whatever the case is. But social proof matters, and that's what reviews do. That's their main job. Reviews also do help boost your Amazon ranking and visibility. Plain and simple. We don't know the science behind it. We don't know how heavily Amazon weighs reviews, but we do know this: verified purchase reviews weigh more than unverified purchase reviews. Meaning, a verified purchase review will help boost your book's visibility and ranking on Amazon more than an unverified purchase review. Wow, that sounds like another reason to publish high content and not waste your time with everything else, because it's easier to get verified purchase reviews for your books. So they help boost your ranking and visibility. Number 3 is they drive more sales. You call it a flywheel effect, but more reviews get more sales, which gets more reviews, which gets more sales, which gets more reviews, more sales, more reviews, more sales, and it just goes on and on and on. And yes, that does take time, right? But that is what creates the true quote unquote passive income that everybody's trying to get here on Amazon. It only happens when you have a ton of reviews coming in and you start that cycle. It helps you learn and improve. Look, I had my meeting with my publishing manager today, and I was telling him I went through one of our books, and I check my reviews like every couple months, and I was like reading a couple of the negative reviews that came in. I was like, oh, that's not a good one, crap. And so then I did a bit more research. I was like, oh no, we need to address this. This could cause a problem. And so I told him, I was like, hey, we need to bump some things. We got to make this priority. We got to fix these things. I'm reaching out to somebody to get some more verification on some of the changes we need to make sure that the information is as up to date as possible, because that was the issue. And what's the end result? My book's going to be better. When I get a negative review, I love getting negative reviews because they're real life feedback, right? And negative reviews tell me what's wrong with my book. But I hate getting the same negative review twice, because that means I haven't learned anything. Because if you read your negative review, and as long as it's not something stupid, like, oh, my package was damaged, or, oh, it only came with one book and they said there was going to be 3 bonuses, right? I hate those ones. As long as it's a legit review about the content of your book or the information about it, make sure that never happens again. Like, go through or read it, right? Remove emotions, read it. And then, if it's like, okay, no, that could be a legit review. Do your research, make sure that you confirm that it's just not somebody who's in a bad mood and there's an actual oversight or something you overlooked in your book. It happens. I do that all the time. We're not perfect. So, but then you make the changes in your book so that review never shows up again. Because if it shows up again, well, now you're just being lazy. So, yeah, they help you learn and improve. Enables ads to perform better. Like 9 times out of 10, when somebody's ads are not doing well, it's because they have like no reviews. So I'm very adamant with the students I work with. It's like, don't run ads until you have like 30 reviews. Like some niches you can start a little lower, like 15 to 20, right? But for the most niches where you're making money, you need like 30 to 40 reviews for you to really start standing out. So your ads get better with more reviews. And get this, the more reviews you get, the better your ads will perform. And the cheaper your ads will become because you have more reviews. So once again, it starts that flywheel effect again, right? So it's really cool. It unlocks promotional opportunities, right? So here's one thing that I've picked up on is that TikTok influencers or TikTok affiliates, they like when your book has hey, my book has 144 reviews. They want to take that book on so they can promote it to their audience because they know it's a proven asset that's making money and people already like, versus here's my new book that I just published. Can you like promote it? Right? They like seeing proof. So it unlocks other promotional opportunities, which is a big one as well. Creates momentum and longevity. I think that's a no-brainer. But the more reviews you have, the longer your book's going to remain at the top of the listing, the top of the ranking. Cement yourself in there. And sometimes this takes a long time, guys. Like sometimes it takes a long time. I have, I talked about my Chair Yoga book. I have, that book I published just over a year ago. And it's really, I think it's this year that we're really going to start getting some good traction with it in terms of, it's 520 something reviews now, 4.7 rating. So that's not ideal. We're still working to try to bump that up. But it's the momentum. It's been slow, but it's coming, and longevity is key since, people always get old and they always want to stay fit. So, I don't see that niche dying anytime soon. But yeah. And it builds your author brand, right? That's just when you look at an author profile and there's 3-4 books there and they all have like hundreds of reviews. Like they know what they're doing compared to the one who doesn't. So that just kind of ties into everything there. But yeah. So cool. Now, how do you get reviews, right? That's the money question. Reviews are great, but how do you get them? So there's 3 ways that allow you to get hundreds of reviews without risk. And that's the key thing. We have to, above all else, we have to follow Amazon's rules, because the last thing you want to do is end up in hot water because you're doing something shady or something like that. So we have to always abide by Amazon's guidelines in terms of service. That should obviously go without mention. So number 1 is Facebook and Facebook ads. Okay. This is the one that I think is not talked about enough and is underutilized. Okay. And the reason being is because out of all the methods, this takes the most work. Okay. Getting reviews on Facebook is relatively simple. There's 2 ways we can do it. We can do it via Facebook groups, or you can do it via Facebook ads. Okay. Now, if you're doing it by groups, there's 4 things you're going to do. All you do, and this is a simple high-level overview for you, right? All you do is, so if you're in Chair Yoga, right? All you do is you go to Chair Yoga groups on Facebook and you say, hey, I got this book on Chair Yoga. If you'd like a free copy, DM me. And the people who DM you, you're simply going to send them your book as a PDF file to their Facebook DM. Then you simply wait 2 weeks, and then you follow up with them until they block you or leave you a review. And that's very key. I'm adamant on my follow-ups. They block me or they leave a review. Those are your 2 options. So that's it. Now, how many times do you do this? 1 billion. Like, so many. How many groups do you join? Fucking hundreds. Like, as many as you can. You drastically underestimate the amount of work this takes. Okay? Like, it's so much work. So much. But it works. And you get real reviews. And it's free. It requires a crap ton of work. And the reason it's not pretty or sexy or anything like that is because it is a slower process. It's work. but it works. So you can't hate on it too much, right? Let's talk about it. It's free, which is the key thing. It does take forever though. Like I used that to get my first 50 books or my first 50 reviews, and I can't remember how that took months. It was horrible. It was awful. It took months, but I got legit reviews from it, so it did work, right? Play the long game. It's extremely boring and repetitive. That's probably the hardest part of it, right? It's just how boring and repetitive it is. Now, of course, you could always outsource that to like a proper VA, an assistant to help you with that, because it's really, really simple. But you also don't want to and if you spend time in those groups, you see the type of publishers who are just like lazy and they don't put any real value. Like I would go in there and I would answer people's questions and, comment on posts and like posts and do all the stuff to contribute. Because you have to. Otherwise you get kicked out. And otherwise you just look like somebody trying to promote their book. And there's like other publishers in there who try to do the same thing as well. So, use your head. How can you stand out and make people like you versus everybody else? And that's by just being friendly and communicating and helping and contributing, right? It's like simple, but most people won't do that. So if you just do that, you'll stand out and yeah, that's all it is. Now, if you don't want to do that because of how horrible it does sound, you can run ads. And ads are literally the exact same process. It's you post, you send your book on DM, you wait 2 weeks, and then you follow up. That's it. Exact same thing. Except you are paying to get in front of the customer. So you're able to do this at the highest level possible. You can literally, the only thing restricting you is your budget, because you can reach thousands or tens of thousands of people with your ads and have lists of thousands of customers long that you've sent books to. And a percentage of those will leave reviews on Amazon. And the more you reach out to, the more reviews you will leave on Amazon. So if you've reached out to 10,000 people, okay, you might get I don't even know what the percentage is. I have no idea. It could be 500 reviews. It could be 1,500, right? Probably not more than 1,500 if you've reached out to 10,000 people, right? I'd say it's probably closer to 500 to 1,000 are going to leave it. But that allows you to scale your business to infinite levels. Now, how much work does that sound like? A ton. It is. And it's, once again, it's repetitive and it's boring, but it does happen a lot quicker than the groups because you're reaching way more people. The cost, it's big or small. It's really depending on your budget, right? You can spend as much as you want or as little as you want. So you can adjust it to whatever. But it allows you to scale. And that's the key thing. It allows you to scale because these are your leads that you're able to go to afterwards as well. So, extremely valuable. And the more books you launch in the brand, well, the cheaper it becomes because you can just, like I said, go to those people with your new books who have already left a review or who are just on your list because they were interested in whatever it was that you promoted in the first place. Now, there's another way. And it's called Done For You KDP Reviews. Take everything I said about Facebook ads and then just have somebody else do it for a fee. And that's literally what Done For You KDP Reviews does. They do all the work. They do all the work for you. So there's obviously cost involved here, but it's a no-brainer. Let me bring up their site. This is their site here. It's run by a publisher named Will. Great guy. I've spoken to him a few times. And you can watch the little intro video that kind of explains the process for you. But there's testimonials. It's everything that you're looking for when it comes to being able to scale the number of reviews that you want without having to go read somebody else's book or use like a review site or something like that. Done for you KDP reviews is absolutely bloody phenomenal. And the cool thing about what they do for you, and they also, like I would recommend this, they have a free course as well on, so what I just talked about, running the ads for Facebook, for getting reviews on Facebook. So Will actually has lessons here, and he shows you exactly how to create the ad, how much it costs, everything, and how to build a list of reviews. So he's done kind of all of that for you. So it's a little, sneak peek of how to do it. So I would definitely go check that out. There is a link down below, my affiliate link for his service. If you are looking at, and like, I think I can't remember the cost. Like, I think it's like $600 for one book, $1,200 for the year for unlimited. Like, don't quote me on that. But like, this is for serious folks. This isn't for those of you who are just kind of playing around with this KDP thing. This is for those of you who are serious about scaling their KDP business. You want to make a real income. You want to build a list of repeat buyers, repeat reviewers. This is for serious folks. So if that's you, book a call, talk to him. Great guy. Get more information on it. And then if it makes sense for you, then go for it, 100%. That's what I would recommend. Now, the biggest plus using Done For You KDP reviews is you get all the leads info. And that was the biggest thing. Because there's no point in getting a review from somebody but then what happens when you have your next book? Well, you want to be able to go to that person again because they already left the review. And so the chance of them leaving another review, extremely high, right? Especially if they really liked your first book. So it just gets easier as you go on. And so what happens is the cost per review goes down over time. And that's huge. So they handle the entire system for you so you can focus on what matters, publishing more books and focusing on your brand. But yeah. The last one I want to talk about is Book Bounty. Now, Book Bounty is my favorite way of going from 0 to 100 reviews in about a month. I honestly don't think you can beat Book Bounty. Let's talk about it. Are they Amazon compliant? They are, 100%. Now, we know Amazon's always making changes here and there because just that's the evolution of the business. There's things always evolving and changing. So Book Bounty is always making changes as well on their end to ensure that they are compliant. I think one of the biggest things that Amazon did recently is they said you can no longer be part of any site where you have like where you can or you can't see the reviewer's name of somebody's reviewing. I don't know. It was something like that. And so Book Bounty made all the changes necessary and removed that feature to remain compliant with Amazon. And that's one of the things that I love working with Kevin and Book Bounty is he's proactive on making sure that his site remains compliant by Amazon and your books, your KDP account, and all of that remains secure. And that's good that they put that top of mind. How fast can you get reviews? Extremely fast. I've done a video on this where I show you how to get like 100 reviews, and I think it's like 45 days or something like that. Like stupidly quick. You can get a lot of reviews in a short period of time, and that's what I love to do for launches of my books every few months. Now, honest reviews. Honestly, sometimes. Like, I'm not going to say yes for this one. Sometimes you're going to get honest reviews. Sometimes you're just getting a review that somebody, like, they clearly didn't read the book properly, and they just wrote whatever. So, that does happen. Now, does it matter? God, no. Okay? Who cares? Most customers are not reading your reviews anyways. Okay? In fact, you read your reviews more than your customers read your reviews. And so you're worrying about something shouldn't even be worried about. How often do I read my reviews? Like I said, I only read them when I want to go take a look at some of the negative reviews, right? I don't like, other than that, I just don't really care for them. It doesn't matter because it just doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. But you do get more honest reviews than not, I have found. Those of you who are like, I can't remember what my next point is. Quality. Okay, we'll talk about these two in a sec. So those of you who are like, I've used it and I'm, I'm not getting very good reviews. Yeah, okay, because you're not getting enough reviews. That's the issue. If you take, like, out of 100 reviews, most of them are going to be quality and honest. You're going to have a handful of crap on there too. Who cares, right? They'll get buried by other good reviews and organic reviews over time anyways, but most of the time it's going to be good. And so I think that's just important to announce. It's like, okay, you got 10 and like you might have got 6 crappy ones right away. Well, the problem was you only got 10 reviews. What are you doing? Like, we need more than 10. So it's just always taking into account your sample size. Unlimited reviews. You can get as many reviews as you want. You simply just use your points for them. Now, how many points do you collect is really up to you. You can collect as many as you want over an X amount of time period, right? I think to get 60,000 points is what I recommend everyone I work with get. 60,000 points, it takes you roughly about 4 to 5 weeks to get that many points, using the way that I've talked about in different videos on Book Bounty, on collecting points and earning your bounties, as they're called. Customer support, best in the space. Kevin and the team at Book Bounty, they've blown like Book Blaze and Puppy and those places out of the water in terms of the garbage, the absolute trash support that they offer. So, and that was a big focus of Book Bounty. They just wanted a place where publishers, felt like if they ran into an issue or a complication or whatever the case is, they actually had somebody who gave two shits about them, unlike the other ones. I do have a code to save 15% off profits, save 15% off with that. If you want more info on how to use Book Bounty, there's a video that I did. I'll link it in the description for you, of how I got 100 reviews fast. And so go check it out. It's one of my more popular videos. It's probably also one of my more controversial videos because there's a point in it I show you guys like how I write a review, and it's like some of you really hated on me for doing that. I'm like, this is what happened. This is like literally how companies advertise for you. This is what they do, right? So, but that's neither here or there. Now, some last important reminders about reviews, okay? Pay attention to these, please. Your book won't sell without reviews. It just won't sell. And I mean, like, not like you might make occasional sales every now and then, but I'm talking like 50 plus sales a month. You're not going to make more than 50 sales a month if you don't have any reviews on your books. Now, there's always exceptions, so don't destroy me in the comments. There's always going to be exceptions for certain niches and whatnot, I guess. But the majority of your books will not sell if you don't have reviews. So it has to be a focus on you. You can get 100 reviews within a book's first 30 days. Just save up your points. It's crazy. People always like, how can you get so many reviews when you launch your book? Just have enough points. Like, it's not hard. It's just math. Just save up enough points and then launch your book. Don't launch your book and not have enough points. Like, it's just simple math, guys. So launch your book the proper way. Sites like Book Bounty are short-term solutions. You need a long-term plan. Now, this is very important, right? Book Bounty is a short-term solution. It is not something you should rely on long-term. You should be building your email list, which will give you thousands of people that you can rely on for future book launches. Like, that's the goal, right? To have an email list of 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people. So you can launch a book and just send out your email list, get reviews, and that is what the end goal is for your publishing business. It's not to continue using sites like Book Bounty forever. That's important to understand. Your book isn't launched until you have 50 reviews, and the goal is 100. I don't consider a book fully launched until it surpasses 50 reviews. From 0 to 50, it's still in the launch phase. It's still requiring 110% of my energy, right? And then after 50 reviews, okay, cool. Now I can start seeing how it's going to start playing out and what's going to happen. But then it's like I don't fully take my attention away from it until it's over 100 reviews, because that is the ultimate goal. You have to have 3 digits. Somebody just sent me, they were showing me screenshots of like their book just hit 100 reviews, and he's overnight, like he just noticed a jump in sales. Because you guys, 98 reviews is significantly less than 101 reviews. Like significantly less. Do not underestimate what having that extra digit on your review count does for your business. Like if you're sitting at like 70 reviews, what are you doing? Throw everything you can at that book to get it over 100. You're so close. So much can change when you hit 3 digits with reviews. A book with 100 reviews is always going to sell more than a book with 30. I don't care what you say. If a book has 100 reviews, it's selling more than a book with 30 reviews. I don't care how good the quality is. Because most customers aren't reading the reviews. They're looking at the number, they're scanning your A+, they're looking at your description, and they're clicking buy. They're not going through every single review and reading it. They're not doing that for a product that costs less than $30. It's foolish. If I'm spending $100 to $200 on something, yeah, I'm going to read some of the reviews. I want to see what people are actually saying. But if I'm reading a book and it looks good, it's like the description looks good, the A+ looks good, right? And it has a decent number of reviews with a decent score, I'm just going to buy it. That's it. And I don't know, maybe I shop differently than everybody else in the world. Who knows? It's a possibility. But I'm just saying, in all of my years of doing this, yeah, reviews is a numbers game. And there's no such thing as too many reviews. No such thing. Get 500, get 1,000, get 2,000, get 3,000. The higher the number of books the higher number of reviews your book has, the harder it will be to dethrone your book. How long do you want to make money for on your asset that you're putting up on Amazon? A year, 2 years, or a decade? Right? I have a student, one of his books, I'll throw it up here right now. He has, I think it's like around 2,000 reviews. Okay, 2,000 reviews. He makes over $700 a day from this book. $700 a day, right? It's bloody awesome. But he's cemented in there. It's a permanent asset on Amazon. It's going nowhere. He's taken over the niche. In fact, he owns the trademark for that niche, right? So protect your business, right? But there's no such thing as too many reviews. So made it to the end of the video. Awesome. If you haven't signed up, do it. You can spend time watching more YouTube videos and being a lifelong learner of the business, or you can sign up for the 5-day challenge and just start doing the business. The fastest way you're going to learn this business is through the 5-day challenge. It's by actually learning how to produce a book. YouTube's not going to help you anymore. You need to actually take action. And that's what the 5-day challenge is for. It's for people to take action. So go sign up. It's completely free. You just got to pay me with your name and your email address. But then you're in our community. We have a couple more coaching calls left in it. And yeah, just come and join and let me help you be successful. That's all I'm trying to do here, guys and girls. So until next time, everybody, I'm Emeka. Don't forget, check out the description for additional resources and stuff like that. That'll be helpful for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.